Hey guys, Mr. Mimikyu here. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing Unova, Stunfisk, Vigoroth, and Munchlax in the Summer Cup Great League Edition. Now, to be honest though, I was very lucky when I got this Unova and Stunfisk. I was searching around, just walking around and stuff, and then all of a sudden I noticed the IVs. I was very excited, only to realize that it was in the Unovan form as opposed to the Galarian form. But at last, I'm happy with what I had gotten. Electrode's just throwing foul play. They got knocked out, and I can let the Sky Attack go and then throw in a Body Slam after they throw in a Wing Attack as I throw in one tackle. So that way, consistent damage output and stuff. I go for another Body Slam. And one of the significant advantages when running Tackle on Munchlax is that you can hit the normal types for neutral damage, and it got a buff from the Season Light. Here I catch the Sky Attack onto Stunfisk. That was epic. And then my opponent goes into Kingdra. You know what? I could just go Discharge. I mean, I could go Mud Bomb because it did get a buff though. And quite frankly, I am able to bring it down into the red. I'm going to shield out of caution. Now, to be fair though, the only way I would ever see Kingdra ever get a buff is if they were to give it both Breaking Swipe and Surf, would just make it just absolutely broken. And of course, they got knocked out. I am running Mud Shot on the Ufisk. Sometimes I like to run Thunder Shock though for the Flyers, but at last we don't have it. They go into Electrode and I snipe with Vigoroth, and that's a good game. Now, to tell you the truth there, I would like to see some a rebalance for Bulldoze, because 80 damage for 60 energy is kind of a long time to get to, and it really just hurts Vigoroth in a certain necessity, because what I would hope for season 16 is if they buff Bulldoze to make it 50 energy as opposed to 60, with a 30% chance to decrease the opponent's attack like a Scald clone. And I will say that's a very good idea to see it happen. Of course, my opponent having Double, which does have access to Double Kick and Body Slam. Now, I'm throwing in Mud Bomb because it does a bit more damage, even though both do have the same or sorta-ish damage per energy. Bring it down into the red, and I'm going to let the next Body Slam go, see if we can survive, and sure enough we do. Can we get to the Mud Bomb? Yes, we can. Can we take it down? Yes, we do. Out comes a Toxapex. Now, I'm able to get to the Mud Bomb, so that's very, very nice. Now, grab a shield on that. Now, we could, just stay in with Munchlax, let the Brine go. A Sludge Wave would hurt us. They go for a Brine here. And, of course, I'm going to go... I tried to go for a Bulldoze, but failed. I'm going to let the second Brine go. We're already, down into the yellow and almost into the red. Munchlax is known for its HP. I go into Vigoroth, snipe them with a Body Slam as opposed to Bulldoze because, it is in Body Slam range. Pidgeot comes back in. I'm going to call a Feather Dance, and it is, so that's good for me. I'm able to get off a Body Slam. I don't think it will KO because they're at -2, but it did, so that's a good game. Next opponent, Vigoroth Mirror. Now, this is very, very dependent on who would win CMP. I run a 5 attack IV. I think I end up losing CMP since we throw at the exact same time. And to be fair though, running a bit of an attack weighted is fine because in case you get a breakpoint or something. And of course, I end up throwing the extra counter just to be safe because so that way I can leave up a Body Slam against whatever my opponent has in. They have a Mantine. I can't go into Ufisk. I mean, I could have, but then again, those Mud Shots are double resistant. Now, if I had Thunder Shock, this would have been a little bit better because then I would have been able to do super effective damage against them with the fast move. But at last, I'm stuck with the poor stinkless Mud Shot that does absolutely nothing to Mantine and other Flyers. And it would be doing a little smidgen to Jump Bluff because of that grass typing. Oh, and Tropius too. And of course they go for a Bubble Beam. I'm able to farm that down. They have a Decidueye and we cannot win that. And next opponent, Shadow Swampert. Now, it's kind of very situational though, as Swampert does win CMP against Vigoroth. I know Vigoroth's attack isn't the greatest though, but at last, it is what it is. And I try to go for, what was it, Body Slam, and I end up triggering a CMP tie, which is kind of bizarre because that really kind of cost me. They have a Digger Speed here. I'm going to throw in a Body Slam and then eventually go into, I think, Munchlax, because going into Ufisk would be just a dangerous play here, as I would be taking super effective damage against the Earthquake. So I shield up the Earthquake, and I think this is probably just a Fire Punch, and it is. So good job for me for not shielding up the Fire Punch. I get a little nervous though, so I decided to throw in a Body Slam because I know Bulldoze wouldn't KO, and I'm able to win CMP against the Digger Speed. So that's very nice by me. We take him down. Back comes in the Swampert, and they get nervous that I was going to like get to a Body Slam, so they just throw it away. So, you know what, I could just go into Vigoroth, snipe him with a Body Slam here. Whatever's in the back could be weak to Unova and Stunfisk. It ends up becoming a Lantern, which is fine by me because Ufisk does beat Spark Lantern, since you're basically triple resisting the Sparks, while in return you're hitting them super effective against the Mud Bomb. And that buff to Mud Bomb is just beautiful, I'll say, because at least the buff to Mud Bomb was great. So it's now used to be like it's a Glaciate Cone without the attack drop. Because like what I'm hoping for next season is Mud Bomb lowering the opponent's attack. Because like in the main series, it lowers the user's opponent's accuracy. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk today. I'm just, honestly, it's just been a long day, you know, doing stuff and coming up with ideas for Luke and Q. Here, I should have swapped into Stunfisk. I am so stupid that I end up going into Munchlax, and I no-shield the Blast Burn, so that's kind of my fault. And then I full send the Bulldoze, knowing that they're going to shield this thing. Ah, man, that is just brutal. That was just terrible. And I get denied when I brought in Vigoroth. They go for a Psychic, and it was a CMP tie, which is unfortunate. Like, I know for a fact those counters were in KO. They have Abomasnow. Now, this is kind of situational, and even if I were to win this, I don't think I would, though. Even like a 2-0 shield, I still wouldn't win, because Empoleon's Waterfalls sure do chunk the Ufisk, even though you're hitting them with super effective Mud Shot / Thunder Shock. But the thing is, like, Thunder Shock doesn't do a lot of damage, and neither does Mud Shot, so basically you have to rely heavily on basically hitting the Empoleon with the Mud Bomb or the Discharge. So at this point, this game is just pretty much a wrap. I can't do anything about it. I go into Vigoroth, sack swap it, and I was able to. Can we farm down? No, we cannot, and that's a heartbreaking defeat. Beedrill. Now, to be fair though, like Beedrill, it's very dependent though. Like, it's kind of fallen out of necessity though, because basically there's not like much going for it though. It's kind of a bit fragile though, because I mean, like, you wouldn't see it often though. This one's actually running Sludge Bomb, which is I'm very confused by, because you don't usually see Sludge Bomb on Beedrill. Here I ended up shielding last minute in case it was a drill run, but it turns out I don't think they're running it though. They shield the Mud Bomb, which is kind of bizarre. And you know what, I'm going to like call that it's not a Mud Bomb or drill run, and it ends up becoming an Aerial Ace. So that's kind of nice by me. And of course they have a Shiftry. Now I bring in Munchlax, and they go into Alolan Marowak, and I'm going to like get to the Bulldoze to see if we can like bring him down into red. The downside with having Tackle is that you're doing double resisted damage to the ghost types, and it's just, oh my goodness though, it's just you're not even doing that much though. It just really hurts. Like, poor Munchlax. Like, having the amazing amount of stamina is great, but the thing is, like, you don't have like a lot in the bulk. Now, to be fair though, like, Shiftry, yeah, I know, like, those Razor Leaves sure do chunk though, and honestly, I'm gonna like shield up here just in case, and it is a Leaf Blade, and we're able to stack 2 Mud Bombs, so at least we are able to win that. And quite frankly, rank 1 Ultra Ufisk, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. And now Digger Speed. Now this is very good. I mean, like, we're hitting him for super effective damage, so that's very nice though. I'm gonna go for a Body Slam here. We trigger a CMP tie to the Fire Punch, so they throw in a Fire Punch. They have Milk Tank, and quite frankly, you know what? I think this is fine by me. You know, it's Body Slam, and you know, we are doing neutral with our charge moves, while I'm doing super effective with counter. Even though I don't get stabbed from it, I catch a Body Slam onto the Stunfisk. And you know what? I'm gonna like try and play it out from here and figure out how I'm supposed to do this now. And we let the Body Slam go. I'm gonna go for Discharge because I think it does a bit more damage than what is it, Mud Bomb. But the thing is, it's a bit more energy efficient than Mud Bomb because of Galvantula, since if it was 40 energy, then it would take Galvantula 8 turns to the second. Discharge would just make it way too broken, honestly. They shield the Mud Bomb. I go for a Body Slam with the Vigoroth. Let's see if we can bring it down into the red. Sure enough, we do. Don't take him out. You know what? I'm going to let this go. It's a Fire Punch. You know what? I'm going to go into my own Diggersby here, wait out the clock, and figure it out from here. Oh, no, wait. I lied. I mean, why did I say Diggersby? I meant to say Munchlax. You know what? I'm going to shield last minute. It is the Earthquake in it, and in the back it's an Ariados. So maybe there's a chance. Maybe there is a chance that we can win this. And of course, I trigger a CMP tie. I'm going to let this go. It's a Mega Horn, so we survive. Holy cow, that Mega Horn sure did a lot of damage though, but Munchlax very tanky, able to withstand it and farm down the Diggersby. Okay, Talonflame. Now, we haven't seen much Talonflame recently because it has fallen out of favor now that Charizard got a buff in Wing Attack. But Talonflame can be like very confidential within itself. I'm going to let the first move go as it is a Flame Charge here. And you know what, I'm going to like farm 2 just so I can get off the Body Slam. So that was good that I build up for like the 2 extras before that, because otherwise then I just gave my opponent an Incinerate for free without having to rely on the charge. So basically I'm going to like bring in Munchlax. Can we bring down to the tackle? Yes, we can. And what are they going to do now? I have no idea. They have a Bomb of Snow. And to be fair though, at least the Ufisk doesn't have to see it though, because the Ufisk would just absolutely have a miserable time against a Bomb of Snow, because being weak to both grass and ice really just hurts though, as it is very common to see them though. Like, yeah, Dewgong did get a buff though with the... And there's a Victory Bell, and I can't win that. So out comes the Swampert. Now, this is very neutral across the board though. They do outpace us to the second though, as one thing for sure though, they try to catch a Body Slam onto a Alolan Marowak. I managed to hold on to my energy, go for the Bodo, some weird stuff going on, and we landed. Holy cow, that did a lot of damage. I try to catch a Bone Club or whatever onto Stunfisk. They have the Shadow Ball, which is kind of bizarre. Here, I'm going to let this go, and it's a Bone Club, so they do have it, so that's good to know. I threw on alignment, but that's fine though, as I'd much rather just take it out, or else then I would have died. So I go for a Mud Bomb against the Swampert, bring it down into the yellow, and we're not able to get to the next Mud Bomb. So that's fine. You know what, I'm gonna like bring in Vigoroth, go for a Body Slam, and to see if we can grab a shield. Sure enough, we do. Go into Munchlax. I'm going to shield up maybe last minute. Or no, I don't. Yeah, I do. And in the back is Walrein. So this is kind of scary, though, because Walrein, yeah, that Icicle Spear did a lot more than I would have anticipated. Like, man, I'm glad, like, you know, like, getting Icicle Spear as a Surf clone is very nice, though, because, like, this makes Walrein do a bit more damage while keeping the energy in sync, you know, since, like, it would be nice if there were other Pokemon that would benefit from Icicle Spear, like Frostlass or even Mamoswine for that matter. And we also get the catch. You love to see it. Back onto Vigoroth here, and we're able to farm down, leave with a Body Slam against the Swampert, and that is a good game well played to my opponent. Moving on to the next match, we got Jumpluff. Now, this is kind of unfavorable for Vigoroth though, but they're running Bullet Seed, which I don't recommend because most Jumpluffs I know nowadays carry Fairy Wind because, you know, it has a higher energy per turn than Bullet Seed, but you lose out the stab. So that's kind of something to take note. So I land the second body slam. At this point, I'm going to shield up. It is the energy ball, which is kind of unfortunate though, but I'm able to get to another body slam, so that's like pressuring it down, and they don't shield. They have a Meg Cargo. They're not going to shield this because they know it's just a body slam, but at the very least, I can like let Vigoroth go down, go into U-Fist, do double super effective with those mud shots. I almost said mud slap. Why is it mud slap, Cole? It's mud shot. We were able to trigger CMP tie, which is very nice though. In the back, they have a Togedemaru, so they're basically triple weak to Stunfisk. Or I meant double, excuse me, because right, Jumpluff takes triple resisted from Mud Bomb while neutral too. They have Gyro Ball, which is something you don't really see on Togedemaru though, as most of them carry Fell Stinger with Wild Charge though, but this one is running Gyro Ball, which is kind of surprising though, but it doesn't really matter. We Mud Bomb them, take down the Mag Cargo, in comes Alolan Raichu. Now, this is kind of bad though, as Alolan Raichu, yeah, it's taking resisted damage from those counters, even though like Achu is very glassy though. I shield up just in case it was a wild charge. I'm going to bait with a body slam here. It's very risky, but I would much rather get the shield. I'm going to shield here because this could be a wild charge, and sure enough it is, so that's good for me. I don't want to go to the bulldoze, so I'm going to be safe with the body slam, grab the last shield, go for another just so they can't get to the wild charge, so that's very nice by me. They have a Dragon Breath Gyarados now. To be honest though, if I had Thundershock on U-Fist, this would have been very nice though, as I would be doing double super effective with the Thundershocks, but since I have Mud Shot, I actually can't, so they go for a crunch here, hoping for a defense drop, and it in the back is a Credilli. Now, I can go for a Bulldoze. We can tank one Rock Slide here, but not too well. Quite frankly, I also should have Catch, but it ends up becoming a Stone Edge, and at this point, this game is very much over. I can't do anything about it. They're just going to hit me with Grass Knot or two. I'm able to get to a back-to-back, but I don't think I'm going to be able to throw the second one because Credilli does win CMP, so I just throw in an extra, and that's a good game well played to my opponent. Thanks for playing. Moving on to the next opponent, we have Toxapex. Now, counter is resisted, Bulldoze is super effective, Body Slam is neutral, but yet this thing is so tanky. Like, look at that. Like, it has like absurd amount of defense. Like, it has stats very similar to Bastiodon. The only difference is that Toxapex is a little bit more effective, or not effective, but more accessible, because the second charge move cost is 50,000 Stardust, and you don't need XLs for Toxapex. Whereas with Bastiodon, you need 75,000 Stardust and a lot of XL candy. As a matter of fact, the rank 1 Bastiodon needs 296 XL candy in order to be optimized for the Great League, so that it can withstand hits very, very well, because, you know, it has like a lot of bulk, you know, barely taking anything from neutral because of that steel typing and the rock, and that defensive stat is just absurdly high. They give up switch. I go into U-Fist. Now, in the back, it's a Credilli, and unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to win this one like I did the last one, because, yeah, even if I were to shield the two Grass Knots, it's not going to matter. They're going to, like, outpace me in certain ways, though, as Credilli is, like, less spammier than U-Fisk because of Bullet Seed being a 3-turn move, while, what is it though? Mudshot and Thundershock is 2-turn, and we're not gonna like, but we end up making it, which is nice. But I should have like thrown in the extra, but they shield it, and at this point, this game is already over. So they throw a Grass Knot, and I died, and that's game over. Moving on into the next opponent, we have Golem, Alolan Golem for that matter. They end up having Rock Throw, which is kind of bizarre though, because like you don't often see Rock Throw Golem, because like most of them tend to run Volt Switch, and they safe switch into their own Vigoroth. I don't have much of a safe switch for my own, so I'm just going to fire in the double body slams just to be safe though. Bring it down into the red. I'm going to bring in Stunfisk here. As long as we shield the Bulldoze, I think we're pretty much in the boat here. I'm going to like shield up, and it is the Bulldoze, so very good shield by me. And even if they were to throw, I wouldn't shield, because it would have been just a body slam and we would have tanked that no problem. And of course, they have is a Diggersby, particularly XL Diggersby, because Diggersby is so bulky. Like, very similar to Bastion, except it's more bulky on the stamina side, just like Stunfisk. And it just really baffles me how, like, this thing just has, like, a lot of bulk on that stamina. Like, think about Chansey, right? But yeah, Chansey's, like, more annoying than Diggersby because it has more stamina, and it's just a pain in the neck to take down. We were able to win CMP against the Fire Punch, which is kind of bizarre, though. And I'm gonna, like, let this go, though. We survived on 1 HP. They go into Golem. I'm gonna, like, try and go for an aggressive tackle down. We were able to, as they died with a Wild Charge loaded. Vigoroth Mirror. Same game plan as before. We just stay in and figure out who wins CMP. And of course, there's Dew. Oh man, I hate that so much when your Vigoroth just loses CMP against the mirror. Like, this is one of the downside when you're running player versus player IV Pokemon. When you, like, lose CMP in the mirror. It's just really dreadful to see that happen, though. We're able to survive with 1 HP. They have a Pelipper. I'm going to go for a body slam. I go into Stunfisk. Now this is like one of the only opportunities where I wish I had Thundershock, because as you can see, they got a Breloom. Now this is very dangerous. I was not expecting this at all, like, quite frankly though. But that C-Bomb sure did a lot of damage though. And the energy cost increase really hurts too, because it not only affects Trevenant but also Bulbasaur, Chespin, Execute. Heck, even Cottony doesn't like that either. Now that Cottony needs, like, an extra charm to get to the C-Bomb is brutal. But I would love to see Cottony get Fairy Wind like its evolution did. Oh, and Togekiss as well. Like, quite frankly, I'm just all foreign for words for Season 16 of Go Battle League, but we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on into the last and final match of the video, I think, is a Marowak. Now, we know how to play it out, though. Like, I throw in an extra just so that we don't trigger a CMP tie. They go for a Bone Club. I'm gonna, like, return the fire with a Bulldoze. If they shield it, so be it. I'm gonna, like, let Vigoroth go down. It has done its job grabbing a shield advantage here. And can we get to the Bulldoze? Yes, we did, but they caught onto Wigglytuff, which is kind of surprising. Wow. You know what, I'm gonna go into Munchlax here. I'm going to throw right away because I don't want them going for a Disarming Voice, though, because, yeah, Wigglytuff got Disarming Voice, so that really helped out its matchups a lot more if you think about it, though. They go for a Bone Club here, and you know what? If it's unsuccessful the first time, maybe we'll get the Bulldoze the second time. So we go for it, and they end up getting a Sneak, all because of a little glitch that happened. And of course, we're doing, like, absolutely nothing, and we're unable to farm down. You know what, I'm going to call that it's a Bone Club. It is, so that's good. They have Lantern. It's a 2-to-1 shield scenario, so this is a very good situation to be in if you're the Stunfisk, because you can hit them super effective with Mud Bomb. You don't have to go Discharge, so you're basically in the clear here. So basically, you shield twice after you let one go, and trusting in the fact that you're going to win this match. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me using Unova and Stunfisk in the Summer Cup. Be sure to like and subscribe. Peace out.